Alright guys, so I just saw a cool little video online today and checked out the Kickstarter. So Retro Fighters is coming out with a new Dreamcast controller. I like this and I don't like this. And yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. So let's talk about it. Okay, so Dreamcast new controller. I like how they're doing that. It's not really a thing for me. I have all my Dreamcasts from when I originally bought my Dreamcast. All my Dreamcast controllers when I originally bought my Dreamcast, and they all still feel great. I like the way they hold in my hands. I played them for so long that it doesn't really bother me too much. Sometimes they would get cramped up a little bit, but not so much where I thought I needed a new controller style. Now, I do like the way it looks. I do like how it does look a little bit more comfortable, but to me it won't feel like I'm playing the same controller on the same system. A lot of people I've saw like the N64 version, and I've always liked the controller. No matter how weird it was, it worked for me. So I've had no need to buy a new controller. Now with the N64, the joysticks do go, so maybe trying out a new main controller won't be a bad idea for the N64. But for the Dreamcast, to me this controller doesn't add a lot for me. Now, it's $49.99 MSRP, but right now it's in Kickstarter. If you do the Kickstarter, you get it for $43 or $44. And you'll get it sometimes in September. Now, it's already hit its goal, so that's great. I love when, cool projects come up that hit their goal on the first day, because as a backer, worrying that it's not going to hit is so stressful. So I'm glad for those people that did pick it up. Now, I'm not going to be getting one. Straight off. It doesn't fit my needs. For me, a $40 controller, $50 controller is a little expensive when it doesn't add things to me. For me. It's wired. I know they had to rebuild it and everything, but I understand the cost, but it doesn't do enough for me. It looks nice. It adds extra buttons at the top for above the triggers for fighting games and things like that. Well, that's what it looks like. It has turbo as well, which is cool, but to me, I've never really used turbo. Now, okay, so for me, I would prefer if they did a 6-button layout instead of turbo. I'm not really a fan. Now, the controller looks nice. It's definitely great, but I hope that this leads to a second batch of controllers. I hope this leads to them doing a deluxe version. Because for me, if I'm going to buy a new controller for my main, I have to add something to it. Now, what I would like to see is it goes wireless this time around. And on top of the wireless, they allow it so they can connect it to like PS4 or Xbox or Switch. I would pay $60, $70, kind of like the Xbox Duke controller. Now, I wasn't a fan of the Duke controller, so I didn't buy that one. But a Dreamcast controller that I could play on new-gen consoles plus my old Dreamcast, I'd pay $70, $80 for that one. Because that adds more benefit for me, where a $50 controller, it just doesn't add benefit for me. I hope now that they have this, other companies or Retro Fighters themselves decide to be like, all right, now that we have this, we can work on our next version of it, and it becomes wireless. It becomes connectable to the Xbox or PlayStation or the new gen, because I would love to be able to take it and play like Shenmue 1 or other Dreamcast games on new gen that have been remade, but with that controller. I kind of hope that they'd give people the option of like getting one that looks like the actual Dreamcast controller as well, because it would feel more like you're playing with a Dreamcast controller, not something new. And maybe it adds a joystick so you can use it with new gen games too. There's all of that. So I'm glad this is coming out. Check it out on Kickstarter. Let me know what you think of the controller and if you're getting it. And are you more looking forward for another version like a Bluetooth? And since it hit its goal, hopefully that means that they may be interested into doing another version that looks more faithful to the regular Dreamcast with maybe, the extra buttons and everything to use it on new gen and use it on the old Dreamcast. Alright guys, Thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Have a good night. And see you later.